as New Orleans as the St. Louis Cathedral. WWL AM and FM.
Hi, Tommy Tucker with you, WWL First News. Glad you're with us on this cloudy Thursday morning. Good news, though. Come the weekend, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, could be sunny and mild all weekend long. Mike Rice-La Vecchia joins us right now. Leadership expert and Rutgers University alumnus. Talk about the firing of Coach Mike Rice. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for taking the time with us. Give me your take as a Rutgers alum and as a leadership expert on what you saw.
Okay, so first, as a Rutgers alum, it's a terribly embarrassing situation for alum students and anybody watching or associated with the university. And in terms of being like an alum, it's just bad decisions made by Rutgers leadership that put them in this mess, and I frankly they dug themselves a pretty deep hole.
Say that last part again, sir. I'm sorry, I missed it.
They dug themselves in a pretty deep hole.
Deep hole. Let me ask you this. In terms of competitive athletics, I made the analogy earlier to sausage being made or beef being processed where everybody likes to eat it, but maybe we don't want to see it. And having played a little bit of competitive athletics, certainly nowhere near at this level, I just wonder if what we saw, is that much different than anything that goes on at that level in the NCAA or the NFL? And would a lot of people be shocked and appalled by what they saw when it comes to a coach's effort to get a team mentally prepared, and I'm talking about the toughness to compete at that level, at both that high level in the NCAA and the NFL?
That's a great question. Yes, you'd be surprised. For the most part, it is intense, and you have folks that definitely push the envelope. This particular case, just totally inappropriate. Throwing the ball at players, cursing, making gay jokes and stuff. Basically, what he did was, although there's pressure at that level, and although there's other coaches that do push the envelope, he just was way over on the wrong side. And for the most part, although it is common for coaches to push it, the great ones they don't need to, because they get their message across without having to yell, scream, or getting violent.
In terms of the feeling among those that support Rutgers and support Rutgers athletics, is there a divide, or are they united in their feeling as far as the firing of Coach Rice and the handling of it by the administration?
Yeah, for the most part, people are aligned that it was handled terribly, that Rice should have been fired, and that essentially it was the right decision. However, where there's not alignment is what to do with the athletic director, Pernetti, and people higher than him. So my opinion, and I think I stand alone, I think Pernetti is going to resign, because I think this is going to get bigger and more stuff is going to come out that are going to shock folks. But for the most part, everybody is aligned in terms of the Rutgers University community that Rice had to go. The last part, or the other part of the equation is a lot of players, believe it or not, came out on Rice's behalf and said, although he was a little tough, he was a great guy. The minority of the university, but for the most part, were aligned that he should have been fired.
What do you think did him in more? The behavior with the players, the pushing, the shoving, the throwing the balls, or was it the homophobic slurs?
Well, take your pick, all the above. I think the fact that, and this is, again, there's no excuse to ever act like that, and that's obvious. But for the most part, there are things that he might have said or did 20 years ago, 30, 40 years ago, that he might have gotten away with. But for the most part, all the above did him in. The fact that he was calling players, just different things that were inappropriate, throwing the ball at them. Listen, these are kids. They're 18 years old, at most up to 22. And they're not paid athletes, they're student athletes who are seeking education, who happen to be great at basketball. So there's really no excuse for what he did, and for the most part, all of it did it in. What made it worse is this has been pretty known for a while, and that's the reason why Rutgers is in trouble, is they frankly did not do anything about it.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate your time.
Anytime. Thanks
Have
so
a great day. Mike Rice-La Vecchia, a leadership expert and Rutgers University alumnus. And we'll open the phone